Welcome back, everybody, for another video. In this video, we're going to be going over Chapter 9, Exercise 5, Angle Support. Once again, just like Exercise 6, this one will be in millimeters, so we need to make sure we have our document settings set correctly. So I'm going to go in there, set that to millimeters and kilograms, hit apply, okay. And let's go ahead and get started drawing this thing. So first I'm going to start by drawing what we call the flat base, what's sitting basically flat if it were laying on a table. So I'm going to start a sketch, and I'll start that on the XY plane. And I'm going to make the center of my arc at the origin. And it looks like that is a radius of 40, so that gives us an 80 millimeter diameter. And we have some lines that come off of there. And I'm just rough drawing these right now. I'm just trying to get my snaps. Okay, and it's going to make this, it is, already has that one. We need a 95 here. 95 point, enter. And of course we need a 95 here as well. And that should be fully constrained. Let's trim this. We actually don't have to trim that. We could just extrude both shapes and it would be fine. I just trim it, I don't know, just because I like it that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get out of there and extrude this. I'm going to extrude this the opposite direction just because that's the way I prefer to do it. So I'm going to reverse that, hit check. I'm going to start a sketch on this surface, and I'm going to create my donut shape, which is a 65 mil diameter. Finish that sketch. I'm going to extrude that one, and that is a 25. And I'm going to start another sketch on here, and I'm going to put my hole in it. And I could use the hole wizard too. But I'm just going to create a sketch and just create a straight hole because there's nothing no features to this hole other than the fact it's just a hole straight through. So I'm not too worried about it since it doesn't have any countersink or counterbore or threads or anything like that in it. We're going to cut that, go all the way through, hit OK, and there we have our base pretty much complete. So I'm just going to name some of these, call this 35 mm hole. And we're going to call this 65 mm boss and base extrusion. Alright. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a plane for this. So I have a plane that's rotated 120 degrees. Well, a feature that's rotated 120 degrees. I need to create a plane to create that feature. So I'm going to select plane. And I'm just going to select this bottom plane, that surface. Now I need to give it something to rotate it around, so I'm going to select this edge right here. You can see there, right there, it automatically defaults it to 90. It's 120 from here to here. Well, we're giving it the dimension from here to here. So basically that means that this angle is the same as the other angle, opposite interior angles. So since we know that this is 120, we know that this straight line would be 180. So 180 minus 120, of course we get 60. So I'm going to make this 60, and that's going to give us our plane. I'm going to look at it like this. Select that plane, and we're going to create a sketch on it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is create my circles or my arcs. Looks like I have 50 mil arcs here. So I'm just going to create those. 50 point, enter. And this one's in line. 50 point, enter. I know that these are 90 apart from each other, from center to center. And I also know that from here to here is 95. 95 point, enter. And just want to make sure that this is in line with this. So that takes care of that. Okay. Alright, so now I just need to make sure that these are centered correctly. So since I know that this is 90, I know that it's half of that from my origin. So we'll make that dimension 45 point. So now they're centered correctly. And now I can go ahead and draw my lines connecting them. And all I'm doing here is I'm just going to select here, and we're going to draw this one straight up, connect it. Likewise with this one. Oh, that didn't work. Enter. Likewise with this one. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that. And let's add our radii. Looks like we have a 10 mil radii. There and there. There and there. And there is our basic shape. It is currently fully constrained, and it will be after we create these holes as well. So we got 25 mil. 25 mil. Finish. And let's go ahead and extrude this thing. I'm just going to kind of rotate it. I'm going to turn this plane visibility off. And we're going to extrude, not revolve, we're going to extrude this, reverse it, and we're going to extrude at 20. Hit OK. And there is our part. All we need to do now is put the rib in there. So I'm going to select my plane, my mid plane here that bisects it. And I'm just going to connect from here to here and down to there. Okay, so now one thing you got to be careful if you have any extra lines or anything like that, you need to get rid of those. So I'm going to delete that one. And it's, you know, if you have problems with getting it fully constrained, and this one is fully constrained, I believe. It is, so I just updated it. So that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit finish, and we're going to use that to do our rib. And I need to do parallel to sketch plane. And I believe this is 16 wide, and I'm going to select that profile. And right there we go. Now I can see it did add some stuff there, so I don't like that. I don't really want that there. So let's go back into that sketch. Let's get rid of this line. I didn't see this line was created there. So you gotta get rid of that. All right, now we're gonna finish. Oh, there's another one. Sometimes this will create lines for you that you don't want. All right, let's go into that rib now. And select our profile. Okay, everything there looks good. And there is our part. So, once again, if you have any questions, as always, you can see me during class, or of course, you can see me during my office hours.